Okay, we're under the car here. Everything underneath is pretty much done, so the car is going to come down off jack stands in just a few minutes, but I figured I'd show what I did here. So the whole exhaust that you see is all off the 94 Roadmaster wagon, with the exception of the mufflers. The mufflers were pretty rusty and had to be replaced, but the whole rest of the exhaust system, which is all stainless steel, was in really good shape. So I just painted it with some of this high temp spray paint made for exhausts, and everything fits up under here because it's the same frame. A couple little things that had to be done here. I had to put this heat shield in because there's obviously no passenger driver's side exhaust run on the 83, and I had to swap out this shift linkage rod because after I put it all together I found that I couldn't shift the thing past drive. So you can see they've got sort of a big loop in it. This is in the 94 to 96 one. So that's all good. The other thing is, see, I put this heat shield here for the brake proportioning valve. Problem there is the 94 of course doesn't have one because it has ABS, so there's nothing running there but a brake line. So hopefully that'll be enough clearance, and I mean it won't hit it, but I'm hoping that it won't get too hot. Hopefully that heat shield will do something for me. I guess time will tell. Get him. Yeah. I guess we'll find out. Anyway, so this is a cross member out of a 94 to 96 B body. This side bolts up to two original unused holes on this car. I think maybe they were for a car with a Chevy motor, or maybe with a different transmission, I'm not really sure. Now on the other side you can see the two original holes and then the two that I had to drill. And here's a shot of everything scribed out before I drilled the holes. I used a hole saw for that. So this thing fit in here perfectly. Once you drill the holes, of course. All the exhaust is mounted up in the factory way that the 94 has. The only reason I painted this exhaust is just because this car is from Las Vegas, so everything underneath is really clean. And it seemed a shame to put rusty looking exhaust pipes on there. But structurally they were good. I mean, on the inside, everything, they were clean. Stainless steel. These pipes are thick too. So here's the Walker direct fit mufflers, which is a joke because as you can see by the extension pieces I had to put in here, they're 2 inches or so shorter than the original mufflers. And then the back. Let's see what we got over here. Got a lot of stuff going on over here. Okay, so again, factory over the axle pipes. Factory resonators, which I didn't even bother painting because they were pretty clean. The bracket that I have there, which is holding the exhaust, is the same as is on the original one. You can see the rusty looking thing on the passenger side. So I just figured I'll put that in there, and I figured I'd have to drill holes in this frame cross member here, but there was already holes, even though the 77 and 90s never had dual exhaust. So how about that? That was pretty nice. Just bolted that bracket in, no problem. So anyway, the gas tank is out of the 94, and believe it or not, even though the 94's tank is larger, and of course the old tank is metal, and the old tank had much narrower straps, despite that, these straps in this tank with the fuel pump on there fit perfectly. The floor pan back here, exactly the same. The tank straps, all they did was, you can see up there, all they did was they just took the narrow width that was already there for the mount, and then they just made it a little wider. So ran the wire for the fuel injection pump up into there, and hopefully everything is cleared all right here. Oh, that's a little close. Hopefully that won't be too close to the body. I'll probably just move this a little. Indeed. So I wrapped it in some heat blocking foil tape, and I flipped the clip that holds it backwards so it's a little bit farther away. Hopefully that'll do it. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, there was one other small thing here. The drive shaft loop from the 83 won't clear that's driver's side exhaust pipe. See this area here? This is the, so I had to put the one from the 94 in here, which is fine. It's a little rusty. If I'd have realized I needed it, I'd have painted it, but yeah, this area on the 83 is sort of rolled over and comes down much farther. It's sort of a U, and you can see the bolt holes on the 94 in the body they're threaded in the body here. They're in a different place in the 94 because this is sort of blocked by the exhaust pipe, so I had to use an open end wrench to tighten this one down, but that's not so bad. So I guess those were challenges of probably the only guy who's done an LT1 swap in a box who used a factory exhaust system, because I don't remember anybody mentioning anything about any of these problems when I researched this whole thing. And a better look at the heat shield that I put around the proportioning valve. So time will tell with that. So in the next installment, it's a big day, starting her up for the first time. See you then.